It wouldn't be a Minnesota Fighting Vikings alleged loss if there wasn't some stupid controversy to go with it. So you may have seen in the first half against the greasy grimy Green Bay Packers, the Minnesota Fighting Vikings on that Garbaggio turf in Lambeau Field. I don't know, like, did the Lambeau grounds crew, like, did they spend New Year's Eve in Cabo? Or maybe even Christmas Eve too. 2 weeks in Cabo? It's too much Cabo. It's too much Mexico, son. But the Minnesota Fighting Vikings were slipping, sliding all over the place, and you saw it on the kick return coverage. Guys not getting their footing, guys not being able to get speed, guys not being able to change direction. One of the big reasons why Justin friggin' Jefferson was slipping, sliding all over the place, as well as directly resulted in the second interception. Yes, it was tipped by Slayton at the line, but Jefferson falling down inhibited him from being in the area. Could have broke that thing up. Hell, could have came down with it too. And no, what was the Vikings' footing and cleats and the conditions of Lambeau Field the reason why the Vikings lost? No, but it was a factor in why the first half became a debacle that the Vikings could not recover or come back from in the second half. And, of course, again, we have to get into this because it's very interesting. So Kevin Seifert, ESPN, who's not Carl Gershman, it's not the reason the Vikings lost, but the number of players who slipped on the field at Lambeau was notable. Coach Kevin O'Connell said it was strongly recommended that players wear 7-stud cleats. I'm more of a Pot Limit Omaha cleats man myself, but you're never going to force people to wear those things. Many players, including receiver Justin Jefferson, changed into 7 studs during the game. You saw him on the sideline, on the bench, changing cleats. Hopefully, it's a learning lesson for all of us. O'Connell said that we don't need to go through some of that early to rectify the problem. Some players said that the field didn't feel as slick during warm-ups. I guess 7-stud cleats can be clunky, and again, it's not the reason they lost. But Lambeau is an annual trip. Not sure that's a lesson that needed to be learned the hard way. And yeah, the whole thing about, well, both teams had to play on the surface. It is a major difference when it's your home field, when you play on it 8 or 9 times during the regular season. And you saw the Packers. They were all wearing the 7-stud cleats. So they were ready for the field conditions. And yeah, you go out during warm-up, it's like, oh, it feels fine. But it's completely different during the game, especially once you get into that middle of the field, which was just a soup. I mean, it was a full-on swamp. And, I mean, the league has launched investigations into playing surfaces, both natural grass as well as synthetic turf, over the last couple weeks. They should look into this one too. I mean, because the conditions obviously favored the Packers because they were ready for it. They had the 7-stud cleats in, and the Vikings, I mean, if you take away the speed of the Vikings and specifically Justin Jefferson, that greatly inhibits them. So I'm not saying there was some shenanigans going on, but also through the annals of NFL history, it's happened before. It's absolutely happened before, man. And now what bugs me the most is what Kevin O'Connell said, that it was strongly recommended to the players to wear these 7-stud cleats. Strongly recommended. And by the way, so getting into cleats. So this is not a shot at our guy Mosh, who's a regular viewer of the show. He does all these custom cleats. Shout out to him. He's fantastic, man. But I'm worried. So first off, so again, coaching staff says they're strongly recommended. And also, let's not sleep on the fact that the Vikings have Dennis Ryan, who's one of the best, if not the best, equipment managers in the National Football League. He's been with the team for decades now, man. Obviously, he goes to Lambeau every single year. He knows the field. He knows the conditions. So if this man says, wear the 7-stud cleats that screw in, you know, the one that you have full-on grip. I don't care that they're clunky. I don't care that they're a little bit ugly. I don't care that they're whatever. You wear them. You listen to this man. Right, and again, getting back to the cleats. So again, this is not a shot at our guy Mosh, but you notice that all the custom ones are done on the molded cleats, right? So there's no screw-ins like the 7-stud cleats. It's molded, and you have a little bit of grip, but they're made for more synthetic turf or perfect grass conditions, right? But they're not cool. They're not custom. They're not all this. They're the 7-stud cleats are just like the dopey regular, Nike or Adidas or whatever brand it is, right? So this may not be true, but I'm greatly worried that vanity played a part in this, like where some players may have not wanted to change out of their custom molded cleats and put on the 7-stud cleats because they weren't cool. I know it's out of left field, but crazier things have happened. And with Kevin O'Connell, Dennis Ryan again. What up? But Kevin O'Connell, so he's greatly benefited, obviously, in his first season. 12 wins, division title with a number of weeks to spare. You're going to be hosting a playoff game. That's fantastic for a first-year head coach. And him being a player's coach, leading with empathy, him being a former player himself, like, It's greatly endeared him to this locker room. I think it's gotten him a lot of respect. But this is a spot where he needed to be a hard ass. Like, this is a spot where the coaches recommended it, the equipment manager recommended it. Hey, everyone should be wearing these 7 stud cleats, even though they're not cool, even though maybe they're a little bit clunky, but you're gonna have good footing on this garbage surface. This is a spot where he had to impose hey, we are doing this. Like, I don't care what custom cleats you got this week. I don't care if the 7 stud cleats look like you're Johnny frickin' Unitas, man. We're out here to have footing. We're out here to win a football game. This is. If Zimmer was here, they would be all wearing the 7 stud cleats, and maybe that first half goes different. I don't know, man. But it's so stupid that this comes out of this game. But it is what it is. Like, everyone noticed it. The playing field was garbage, and the Vikings were slipping, sliding all over the place because they were wearing the wrong shoes. And then they finally got in the right shoes, and it's just whatever. Whatever, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Cleatgate. Because why not? Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Once put the work, put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.